Oh no.
Let me see.
I
Let
see
me
we're
see.
live on our own pages. So that seems to be working out. I'm going to actually go to YouTube now just to verify that for both
Okay.
of our channels.
And I'm gonna back out of the main and see if I have to create a new live stream. Let me see.
Yes. Hey, everybody, just give us a moment to take care of some technical difficulties. We are doing a very late night mini-sode of the Bonnets and Bathrobes podcast with
Thank
Shy in LA. We will be on in just a moment. So be patient with us, but make sure you like, subscribe, and share the video. I'm so excited.
Okay. I just sent you a new link for a new live.
All right, let's go in there and grab that.
And we should be good then.
I think I'm going to stay in that tab because that's the most important one.
Hmm.
All right. I'm so excited.
Me too. This is you.
All right, just
There you go.
I am in. All right, I'm ready. Let's do this. Here we go.
All right, I think we're good. Do you hear the audio on your side?
I do hear the audio on my own end. Yes. I think I'm going to turn my volume down a bit, but I believe I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I think we sound good. Oh, let me
Okay, I'm
start.
getting a bit of a drag. I don't know.
Okay.
Is Bonnets and Bathrobes live?
Honest
No.
and Bathrobe is live and now. There we are. We are live.
Okay, awesome. All right,
Ooh,
let's see.
are we tech junkies or no?
I'm getting 3 audios.
um,
hmm I'm getting 3 playbacks for this.
um, echo cancellation. Nope. I don't know. How do we fix that one?
I don't know. Audio. Echo cancellation.
Did we just mute the other two? Maybe.
Then nobody would get us coming out. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
It might have gone away. Keep talking.
Sure. Welcome to Bonnets and Bathrobes, a live session. Do we have an echo?
We do not. Let's go. Let's roll.
Maybe it just has to adjust. I guess we can just test this one and see what happens. If we have a bad echo, maybe somebody can just let us know in the audience if we get a few people in, and we can try to adjust then.
Awesome. Let's do it. I'm so excited. And Shy, how are you this evening? Welcome to a live mini-sode of Bonnets and
I
Bathrobe.
I must say I was a little bit nervous going live. Like this is our first live, and I was like,
Okay.
what are we about to do? But we here.
We
But
are here. I'm
but the
excited.
but the day I am excited. But I think I needed this because you just kind of need a little release after a hectic day. So it's nice to kind of chill, have a small glass of wine, and just relax and chit chat about all the crazy stuff that's been in the news today.
Today and last night was like a frenzy on social media and YouTube and TikTok. The streets were heavy, flooded heavy with Keke Palmer and Jonathan Majors. I mean, we might as well just hit it out the park from the jump.
What
Keke
was she
Palmer,
thinking?
Jonathan Majors, I have no clue what was on her mind. Keke Palmer, for those that don't know,
Hmm.
maybe we should give them a little background story.
Okay.
Jonathan Majors is a Black actor who has had plenty of really like amazing roles. Uh he's beyond up and coming. Let's say he was positioned to be a Hollywood big shot. He probably would have been next in line for Denzel and likely passing Michael B. Jordan, Nate Parker, all of the young Black stars. Jonathan Majors was the up next guy because he had, was it Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
He's had shows on HBO. Jonathan Majors was a big time deal and he was about to blow.
Mm.
Unfortunately, for those who are new to Jonathan Majors, he was caught on camera in a domestic dispute between himself and his ex girlfriend. The camera footage leaked. There were opinions on both sides. He was right, he was wrong, he was innocent, he was guilty.
Mhm.
Eventually, he was convicted, found guilty of ABUSC and I believe harassment.
Correct.
So that tanked his career. Hollywood really pulled out. He was not going anywhere. He was stuck. The bigger problem is that for Jonathan Majors, he had avoided Black media throughout most of his career. He assumingly, purposefully avoided Black media. And again, this is all alleged information. None of this is factual. We don't know. But Jonathan Majors had one big spread in Ebony magazine, or was it Essence?
No, it was Ebony, and they reached out to him. Hmm.
They reached out to him, although this man has projects that he could have promoted through Black media. But in the Black community, Jonathan Majors was not doing well because of the position he took. He would not go on these shows. Since he's been accused of abuse and harassment, he has been pushed down our throats by Black media. He also then married our Hollywood sweetheart, the beautiful Megan Good. And what happened after that has been a spectacle. A spectacle. Actually, before the marriage, when they broke out with their relationship during and like at the very beginning of his trial, mind you, this is a young white woman and he's exclusively dated white women throughout his public life. He then shows up with a Black woman on his arm to walk him through the trial and be his emotional mattress.
Coretta Scott
Can I
King.
say that? And Shy, I've given them a gist. What do you
Hmm.
think about where we are so far and how Jonathan Majors has been pushed down our throat?
It's so much, and I don't want this to be so heavy, but it is so much. Like the press run that he is on right now is one of an A-list megastar promoting something amazing that's about to be released. This is reminiscent of what Chadwick did when Black Panther was about to be released. However, everything attached to his press run is so negative because let's be clear, we are being force fed these lies by this man that pled not guilty, that was later found guilty with an exorbitant amount of evidence to prove that he, in fact, did do these things. That's the part that's so unfortunate. And remind me
Mhm.
to mention something about Nate Parker later because it is the parallels in this are pretty disgusting. And I don't even think
Mhm.
people have put two and two together when it comes to
Mhm.
Jonathan and Nate Parker. But it's very unfortunate. And then now, allegedly, Megan is being invited to these events. She's trying to get clearance for him to come, and they're saying no. So she's not going. Here we are now having a man stunt her career and her social engagement with her peers because they are truly not welcomed in the same place. You don't want to have anybody uncomfortable by having him around with these, allegations, and I'm using air quotes under the table, around his these things that he's gone through, and it's really unfortunate. It really is unfortunate.
I
Oh my
agree. I think another thing that I just thought of sitting here is that Jonathan Majors doesn't have a project that's being promoted. There isn't a movie, there isn't a show, there isn't a podcast, there isn't a radio, there's nothing that he is on a press run for other than redemption of a guilty man who has to this day not taken any accountability publicly
It's
at all.
terrible. It really is terrible.
It
It's
is
really
terrible.
unfortunate. Yeah. And then like even like in parallel to Nate Parker's career was really stunted by his situation of alleged SA that took place, and he was completely found not guilty. But as you can see, we don't have Nate Parker anywhere on our screens anymore. Like he was completely blackballed. We don't have any projects from him. We haven't heard from him, and his incident was 20 years prior. So
Mhm.
I'm trying to understand: is this an overcompensation of what people know was wrongly done for Nate Parker, and they're trying to overcorrect for Jonathan, but there really isn't a true overcorrection because he was guilty. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense.
So, guys, we've given you the gist about Jonathan Majors. Jonathan
Mhm.
Majors has been paraded through Black media in the last few months. The big story now is that Keke Palmer, one of our beloved young Black Hollywood stars, promoted an interview that she was doing with Jonathan Majors. And this is after Jonathan Majors did an appearance on Tamron Hall and Sherry Shepherd. The Sherry Shepherd interview was a debacle. It was a slap in the face to not only victims of DV, to Black women, to his victim, to his actual victim, her family, and just to true journalism and reporting, because this is a sham. We're witnessing a sham happen in front of us. And so Keke Palmer promoted her upcoming show, an interview with Jonathan Majors. She pulled the interview. It was supposed to air last night. Instead, she dropped an interview with the rapper Cash Doll from Detroit. A
What up,
bigger
though?
problem is that Keke Palmer released video clips of the interview. And Keke was kikiing with this menace to society. This is a man who was allowed to come on these shows and act like a victim, act like someone wronged him, and that he and was told by Sherry Shepherd, who's a 50-something-year-old woman, that he's an inspiration to her and her son. This is unbelievable. It's unbearable for me that Keke Palmer put out these clips where she was giggling. I mean, hearty laughing, kicking her feet up,
She
sitting back
was.
smiling. When he would say something, she was like, "Oh yeah, yeah," as if he was dropping tea or gems. Who's taking advice from these people? She really hammed it up, y'all. Keke hammed it up. And I know that's some old school non-black vernacular. She hammed it up in that chair with that man sitting across from her. And all I could see was Megan Good's potential ABUSER. That's all I see when I see him is the danger that Megan Good has put herself in. That's all I see when I see his face. I'm so repulsed by the way the black community, just not even the black community. I think the black community are the ones that are pushing back. Black media is handling this so horribly. Shy, jump in, girl. What girl
Um,
jump in?
I need a second because that's a very strong position. That's
Mm-hmm.
real. You really, I would hope that with someone that is very dear to so many people like Megan, I would hope he wouldn't make that mistake. Or I would hope that somehow she sees those flags beforehand because we don't want that for her at all. That's not what we want. I don't want her to be the result of, past um, issues to keep it nice and clean.
I agree. I mean, no,
Mhm.
of course we don't want it for anybody. We didn't want it
Correct.
for his first victim. The issue
Well,
is the
let's be
first
clear.
victim had a history of this.
I was going to say, but let's be clear. Grace was not his first victim, and that's my problem with all of this. There were countless cases.
I've seen those reports, and those
Yeah,
people were silenced. They were never given a voice.
yeah. Well, he just also settled with Grace last year as
The civil
well.
case. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
settlement sometimes is an admission of guilt, not always, but we can kind of err on the side of what that really is.
A settlement is usually because I don't want any additional facts to come out.
Correct. Yeah. So
Yeah,
let's just keep our girl in our thoughts and hope that this is not going to be a repeat situation.
I agree. Let's
I
talk
got one.
about quickly.
Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to quickly talk about Lauren Larosa.
Okay.
Did you want to add anything to Keke and Jonathan?
No, I had something else, but we can do that after Laura Rosa.
Okay. Lauren
Mhm.
LaRosa, another cute up and coming black woman. We cheers for her and all
Mhm.
that she was able to finagle and navigate. And
Shout out to Black
I
Girl
was going to say
Grinding. That's her.
manipulate, but I meant to say manifest.
Yes. Shout out to Black Girl Grinding. That's her production company.
Well, listen,
Hmm.
you and I had a conversation off air, of course, about my opinions of Lauren.
Okay.
And I'm always going to support the black women in the room, period.
Hmm.
The black women in the room, behind the scenes, the audience, I don't care. Black women get my support. My problem with Lauren LaRosa is Lauren LaRosa has the personality that needs a team because she doesn't have the entertainment spunk that is needed for a successful podcast for the audience that she already has. She doesn't have the audience of, now she may be able to build that audience, but I'm going to say this. If you're looking for the alternative, intellectual black girl, if you're looking for the audience that listens to Michelle Obama's podcast, if you're looking for who Angela Yee maybe took with her, Loren can build that audience, but she doesn't have that audience currently from the Breakfast Club. That is going to hinder her because that audience likes a just hilarious. That audience, if we think that they didn't like Jess, I think that's a mistake. What they
Mm-hmm.
like is the drama. They didn't really want Loren over Jess. They like the drama in that moment. Jess, being a comedian and a very outspoken black girl, they like that. That's who the Breakfast Club attracts.
Okay.
A different crowd than Lauren Larosa can bring when she's reading news from her phone.
Okay.
So I think Lauren LaRosa has to step it up because I told you in our conversation,
Mm-hmm.
she just doesn't have the personality. It's not there yet. Maybe she'll have a breakthrough and she'll understand, okay, I get it. I got to give him my real personality
Okay.
because she's going to lose that. She's not going to be able to maintain that Breakfast Club New York audience. They want some boom, bow, bam. They want juice. They want Whack 100 news. They want Ray J. They want Orlando Brown. That's who the Breakfast Club news. That's who the Breakfast Club kind of leans with. Not
Okay.
fully,
Okay. That's
but if you
that's
want,
fair. That's fair.
okay, okay.
Uh, However, let's back up a little bit. Lauren
Mm-hmm.
LaRosa doesn't need the Breakfast Club's audience. Let's start there. Lauren LaRosa is an actual journalist who started at TMZ. So Lauren
She
LaRosa
did
had,
clarify on Carlos's show she's not a journalist.
well, let's start back. She is, and let's start back. She didn't go to broadcast and media school, is what she said. She was going to go back for journalism. However, she felt like if you have it, you have it, and she could learn those skills because she felt like she had it. So she started touring on buses in TMZ and then went to the newsroom. So she worked in the newsroom at TMZ and learned the business top to bottom because that's how they train them. And she did
Mm-hmm.
that for however many years she did. And she had a following before the Breakfast Club. So let's start there. She didn't
Where
get
is the
27,000.
following now?
She didn't get 27,000 subscribers from being on the Breakfast Club. She
She
had
got
20.
27,000 subscribers on her podcast
No, no,
from the
no,
drama that Just
no,
Hilarious created.
absolutely not. She got
Mm.
views from that video. She had 20K plus before she ever posted a new video. She has views on videos that are 10 and 11K plus from years ago. So we're not going to say that she is seeking out this Breakfast Club audience because that is not her style of news media. And I truly believe she just needs to get comfortable.
I think your
She's a,
going back is trying to validate your point of view, but the
no, I'm
truth is
not.
she was only signed by Charlemagne after Jess created the bubble for her.
But she had her production company prior to that, and this was already an aspiration. And if you look at her YouTube channel, she was doing her podcast before this new podcast. She was trying, and she had different things going on, and she was throwing things at the wall trying to see what stuck. And she has views, and she had a following before she was on the Breakfast Club. So to think that she
I
only wants
think
a
that
Breakfast Club audience is insane.
she need I think you have if you look at it from a business perspective,
Mhm.
Charlemagne signed her thinking that this would be the Breakfast Club level audience and views, not 3,000 views. Charlemagne didn't sign her thinking she would get 3,000 views on this new podcast.
I think Charlemagne is smart and he knew that that's what she was going to get.
No, no.
Yeah.
Charlemagne thought that that song they did together, the creativity, I mean, the drama that Jess created would
Hmm.
get her bigger views. Nobody's signing anybody for 3,000 views
I see. I
from the
don't think
Breakfast
that.
Club.
I think so. I absolutely think so, especially somebody who is newly platformed. It's not like it was okay. It's not like it was a Just Hilarious he was signing. He was signing an off-air talent that is now being placed on air and knows that it's going to take a little development. And she probably has a development window in her contract. Now, if
I
she
think
doesn't perform,
no, no.
What you
I'm going to
say?
tell you why that's no.
Why wasn't it?
Charlemagne
Mhm.
banked on the people that got in there and said, "Oh, Jess is better. I mean, Loren is better. Loren reads. Jess doesn't know how to read." So he thought Loren had a fan base that Loren does not have.
No, that
Loren
so
does not have the fan base of the same people in the comments that were
no.
saying, Loren's awesome.
I
Loren's
promise
better.
you. I
Keep
promise.
Loren.
Listen, Charlemagne is a very savvy business person, and I promise you that's not what he thought. And I'm gonna tell you why I know that's the case. Because and we ain't big enough yet to get us in no hot water. And honestly, I really don't care. But Mandy B is signed to the Black Effect Podcast Network. So, they went from horrible decisions to now decisions. She has her own personal podcast too. And her views are in line. And she has been at this for years. But when she is solo, her views are greatly diminished. Kind of mirroring kind of what Loren is doing on her own personal podcast versus when she is with her co-host. Yet she still has a contract. You know what I'm saying? So her co-host or her decision or her podcast with her friend doesn't translate to her individual audience either, yet she was still provided a contract. And I do think that they have a development stage in that contract, and if they don't get there, yeah, they got to go, but I do think they give them a little time to get their audience up.
So I'd like to know.
I would love to see what one of those contracts look like.
I would actually love to know because I'm on the blackeffect.com podcast
Mm-hmm.
and it hosts, it looks like anybody. I mean, I'm literally seeing
So it's
anybody.
weird. It's kind of so Black Effect and Joe Budden are similar, but the slight difference is Black Effect is backed by iHeart, and then Joe Budden is his own entity. So he kind of is like YouTube based. You know what I'm saying? They had like a Spotify deal, but now they're back on YouTube XYZ. And they have quite a few legs attached. Well, I guess branches attached to the tree, I should say. However, I think that iHeart backing, because iHeart is also a podcast platform, when you're looking
Mhm.
at it, you might see almost anybody.
I love to see that. I'm interested in the benefit to the podcast,
Contract.
to the artist, to the talent. That's
Right.
what I'm interested in.
Mhm.
Because I feel like the talent, I didn't even know Duval or Damon John had a podcast.
Yes. Yep.
So that's strange to me, being that I'm always
Yeah.
on YouTube,
Mhm.
always on like the social medias, the spiritual word, the neighborhood talk, the shade rooms, the on
Listen,
site, and these people aren't being promoted, and they're already very popular people. I had Duval is posted twice a week on most of these platforms.
and I've never seen him post anything about his podcast. It's almost like if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But he has a
Exactly.
huge
Yeah. So
following.
that's what I'm trying to see. What is the actual benefit to the talent? Unless
Mhm.
Charlemagne is just able to capture the talent and maybe put them in some kind of bind
Honestly,
for him to, if
it,
they do blow up, because you know what
well,
I mean? Like if they do blow up.
so I used to watch the Joe Budden podcast. I watched Joe Budden's podcast journey because he was very forthcoming about the ups and downs of the industry and the contracts and stuff. So when he
Mhm.
was talking about his deal with Spotify, it was he left because the content they were producing was performing beyond what Spotify was willing to pay. They capped out. So I'm thinking it's some sort of cap stream type of situation when it comes to podcast contracts. And that's kind of what determines, like maybe there's like a base um, benefit amount plus whatever the streaming numbers are. Then you have like a cap amount. But I do remember way back when he decided not to re-sign with Spotify, it was because he could do better by himself. You know what I'm saying? Because he benefits solely having control over what he's producing for 100% creativity and not having to give anybody a cut just for hosting him. You know what I'm saying? Because he can still host his podcast and distribute it on Spotify without being signed to Spotify.
This is very interesting. I'm wondering what is the talent receiving, because so many of these shows. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah.
So in my personal opinion, Loren has a lot of work to do if she's going to capture what I think people are expecting her to do. Not that I'm like saying she does. Currently, she doesn't have it. In my personal opinion, she doesn't have it, but maybe it'll be developed with some leadership from Charlemagne and some self-confidence, because moving solo on camera is difficult for most people starting out.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. I think
I think when you're in a room like she is on the Breakfast Club, you can kind of put the camera aspect behind you and freely kind of find your groove. But yeah, being on camera by herself, maybe this just the nervousness.
I think it's a double-edged. I think it's two things for her. One, she's used to being behind the camera, because even in the newsroom at TMZ, they're all producers just talking in like a big group team meeting, and there's a camera present. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the same as being the single sole focus in front of a camera. So I don't count that as on camera
with an individual that's not there.
So I don't account that as on camera experience. But I do think coming from being like a behind the scenes producer to being in front of the camera, starting at that Breakfast Club level is going to get her more confident and comfortable. And the more she does her own, I think she'll get better. Because like when we started this, I was nervous. I'm still nervous. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not by myself. It just takes a little time.
Oh, that's okay.
And I don't know that I have it, but I'm here. You know?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think you're able to it's hard to have a conversation if someone's not there. That is a true talent that the influencers, some of the influencers that we watch, they can do it really well. Full conversations.
That's also a little crazy. That's also a little
yeah, it might take a little bit of craziness.
I might just enact. You know what? I'm gonna start doing on camera by myself on my personal channel, and I'm just gonna talk to my other Gemini. I'm gonna try to work that out and see how that works.
Oh, that would be an interesting take. We would love to see that.
Yeah, I think that's what I'll try. I'll vlog with my other Gemini, and it'll be like a two-way conversation. We'll see how that goes.
We love to see it. We love to see it.
Let's see what else we got on that.
Okay, so let's talk about something I saw on Instagram really quickly.
Okay.
This is a Nigerian man shaming and reprimanding other Nigerian men because apparently the single mother epidemic in the UK from these Nigerian fathers who abandon their children is profound and not being talked about. Many, like multiples, no marriage, no ring, just hopping around, making children and abandoning them. Have you even heard of this?
That is so unheard of for me when it comes to Nigerian men. And maybe it's because I'm not immersed in that world. So I just don't hear about it, but I'm gonna have to ask a few of my friends because I don't know that that's a normal thing.
Well, clearly it's not talked about. And the comments are in agreement that the men from Nigeria are creating single mothers at such a pace that it's shameful. I am in shock, honestly. I am in shock, and I hope I can play the audio here for us. Let's see if I can get the audio queued up.
Okay. Nigerian men don't make single mothers. They're very alarming. In my own opinion, most Nigerian men, they produce the highest rate of single mothers in the world. Go to Asia, go to South America, go to Europe, and see how many women with our Niger brothers they give belly liver. They could go here born, go here born. A lot of these kids will never know who the father is. A lot of these women are going to use less their life. And at the same moment, they call them second class. Same man, don't use them, leave them. It's alarming. Some of you will get 2 man for abroad. Go now, they live with, born picking with time. When I'm going to talk to one with the Niger, make una just can't give a belly. Now, if the one with the abroad mess up on a go leave him. Go back to the one with the Niger. If that mess up on a go leave and find another woman. You guys are producing a lot of single mothers, and it's not nice. A lot of you are not even ashamed of yourself. You're not taking care of these kids. And if anything happens now, they first go run for DNA test. And most of the time, you're not doing the DNA test because of the child. You're doing it to know whether the woman will cheat on you. And they're not even fear STIs. It is not there. Go South Africa or go from African countries, make you see how many single mothers Nigerian men don't produce. Go to Philippines or Malaysia or some of these countries or Brazil or Europe said, you see how many single mothers most of these Nigerian men they produce. After I'm going to say that women be the problem. It's some ways we get. And if we talk things like this, we're going to say people hate men. It is not nice. It's too much. It is too much. Make us stop them. A lot of kids are growing up without fathers. And now most men know they won't marry single mothers. And now most of them, they cause them. Now, I'm not saying other countries does not have it, but you guys are producing a lot and reduce it.
Well, look at that. I want to know, it looks like my camera has done a thing, but I'm still good.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. And you can see me on the screen?
No, I can only see your avatar, your picture.
Okay, that's great.
Okay.
I won't worry about the camera currently because I don't know what happened. But the truth is, this is, you know what? I don't need to say it. I know it. I don't need to say it, but I know it.
What is it?
I was going to. I'm reading the comments, and when I first saw this video, it was newly posted.
Okay.
I'm a single mom. The guy deceived me, and now I'm catering for twins for over 14 years. He has never given me a penny. It is horrible. When I see and this is another comment, when I see a Nigerian man saying he wants a responsible woman, my first question always is, are you a responsible man? Higher percentage of Nigerian men have children they know nothing about all over the world.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Look, it is so crazy. Even over here in the US, I keep running into people that have Nigerian fathers. They move on and forget this innocent child was born. They are in competition with Black American men. In fact, at this point, Nigerian men have won the championship.
Whoa.
They do here in London. They are the highest rated across all races in the UK. Someone said it's high time, this is a white woman, it's high time the governments of each country started arresting these men for abandoning their children, especially here in the UK. Please, my brother, use a louder microphone. Look at Cubana Chief Priest. There is a guy here in Canada, a former colleague. He has 3 different women, including Canadian, all had a child for him. He also has in Nigeria, and the last time I heard of him, he has moved to another country. My God.
Wow.
This is, and I'm going to tell you, I'll send it to you later. I can't even see how many comments there are. Hundreds of comments. I had no idea this was going on. I am in shock, but I am thankful that I was able to get out of my marriage without a child.
That's heavy.
Isn't that surprising?
It's very, well, yes, because we are force-fed this notion that Africans, for the most part, are so culture-driven and family-oriented. And we know that they have families at home and then come to the States and create new families. But at no point did I assume that by record numbers, they were creating a whole lot of just single family homes. You know what I mean? I
Hello.
didn't, yeah, I didn't think that. And maybe it's just my ignorance and because I'm not in that world that way. But whoa, that is a lot.
I am shocked. I had no clue this was going on.
Mhm.
I had no clue this was going on. I will admit that, I mean, not all of the Nigerian men you meet are great people,
Mhm.
but I've met some decent men, but it looks like there's a dark side and maybe they could have one because what? I'm shocked. I'm shocked and trying to regain my camera stream as well.
Everything shocking you right now.
Oh, there we go. I think I'm back in. Yeah, it's really, really sad. It's really sick. I don't know what is going on with them.
Only on one. So on your just on your solo one, I just see a plus sign.
Okay, let's see if I can get back in here. I'm gonna keep trying for a minute,
Mhm.
but I don't know.
And I see you on my stream. Yeah, you're on my stream. But
You can see my camera.
I can see your camera on my stream.
Oh, this is awesome. Wonderful. I'm back. I think I'm back.
Yeah, so on one you're back, and on two you have your picture. So maybe it's gonna go out on mine in a moment because it's a little delay on our personals. It's so funny. You should see me over here watching this camera because I've never seen a child do gymnastics in their sleep. He literally just did a whole 360 flip and then sat up and then plopped face forward back down, back to sleep.
Okay, it looks like I am in Bonnets and Bathrobes in my own. I might have lost your connection.
Let me see.
It
Only
says
with
I'm
your
back.
photo. Yeah, just with your photo though, not with your camera.
I'm going to refresh my connection for your page and see if that works.
No, you're on my page.
That's the one I'm not seeing at all.
Oh, I'm looking on YouTube and I can see you.
Okay. I'm going to
Let me see. Maybe
I'm
refresh
going to
on
try to
page.
come back in.
Okay. One moment, you guys. We're having a little technical difficulties. LA is going to refresh and pop back in.
Okay. I think we might be okay. Crap. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Sorry, guys. I'm still here. We are still alive with our mini-sode. I think while I figure this out, maybe you can catch us up on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Oh my goodness, where do we start?
Mm-hmm.
So, for those of you that watch, Reunion Part 2 came out. So that is available to watch now. And I must say, there were quite some revealing um, items that came about from this episode. They left off with the whole conversation about Kyle texting PK, and that was a very huge issue for this particular group and especially Dorit. But I will say, I do not understand Dorit's nastiness at this reunion. She was particularly vile to quite a few people. And while some of it, some might say is warranted, um, I don't feel like she was ever held accountable for any of that. Like she was calling people C words, dropping a whole lot of F bombs, and they were literally sitting there just taking it. And I'm not understanding this. It's just,
I
it's a lot.
I completely agree. I think I'm backstage for your channel now. If
Okay.
you want to add me now.
Okay. Let me go over
The
there.
real Housewives of Beverly Hills was so hard to watch, and I think I'm already having like weird feelings about it because of us already knowing that Garcelle isn't returning next season. So I think most of us watching are anticipating a shoe to drop
Right.
in which we recognize that scene. And we talked about this earlier, and we are skipping ahead a bit. So let's not. Let's keep them on their. Let's keep our audience on the edge of their seat for now. What do you think about the Dorit and Kyle and PK drama?
So I think all parties involved are have some area in which they are at fault, right? However,
Mhm.
let's back up to the origin. There's no reason why my friend should be texting my husband. I don't care
Agreed.
about the memes and the jokes back and forth. That meme and joke with me. You don't need to be memeing and joking with my husband. I will never
Mhm.
understand that to save my life. That is completely inappropriate. Maurice should be talking to PK and you should be talking to Dorit. Unless you all are planning some sort of surprise or something, don't text my husband. Let's
Don't
start there.
text my husband, period. And then don't text him
Paragraphs.
over me in the midst of our breakup, separation, divorce, whatever it is.
Let me
This
tell
is next level. Kyle is like moving like an enemy. She's the Reed's eye.
let me tell you something. Kyle is so vile. It's ridiculous because she lost me at the I told him, I'll keep his secrets and he'll keep mine. My ears went up. I'm like, secrets? What the
Secret.
fuck secrets they got going on? Okay. And then for her to tell the group, it's just like funny memes and things, then yet to find out it's paragraphs.
It's paragraphs after paragraphs. I wouldn't be surprised if we keep these women on stage, excuse me, if we keep these women on the show, if Kyle is the type of woman to give PK a divorce lawyer referral.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And be subpoenaed for court for him.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something.
I could see Kyle dating PK. Period.
Listen.
I could see Kyle dating PK. And Dorit doesn't want to believe that or go that far. And maybe that's not TV show friendly. But I'm sure everybody on both couches is weirded out by this to the point that they're like, what is there a romantic relationship brewing?
Let me tell you something. I would have never, ever connected those two things until I saw the reunion and they played that clip back when they were at Oceanside and they had a huge blow up. Kyle is crying, dropping F-bombs and yelling at Dorit. And mind you, in this moment, Kyle was 1,000% wrong. Dorit stepped outside of herself to go and comfort Kyle, to calm her down because she was so worked up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kyle then gets back to her room. And in the midst of being worked up and so frazzled, she couldn't even stay around the girls. She picks up her phone and she texts PK to tell him everything that happened.
That's her man. That's her man.
She is lit. I can see
Anybody
it next
that don't
now.
think that's Kyle's man is out of their mind. That is Kyle's man.
Listen, can you imagine being so worked up and so frazzled that you cannot even stay in the same room with your friend group? You need to go back to your hotel to just have some private time and calm down. And you pick up your phone to text the person that comforts you the most, and it is your friend's estranged husband. What?
And that was in her first mind. You know, the things that you do when you're upset, when you've been drinking, those are your like subconscious.
Come again, say what? Girl,
Those are your subconscious. PK was first of mind for her. PK
I am
was
so
first of mind for
tickled.
the lady. She
I am
left that.
I am I am so tickled. I will say that because the mere fact that the Reed still wants a friendship with this girl is wildly insane to me.
Yeah, and I'm thinking maybe because maybe Dorit with her sass, this reunion can keep her orange. Is it an orange that they have? Oh, they're diamonds.
Diamonds, champagne flutes.
Dorit will probably be able
Oh,
to keep her diamond because she was
oh
so sassy and reading this reunion. They're gonna want to read back. Now, before
yeah.
this season or last season, it was the robbery.
Well,
She
so
needed the robbery during the break of filming to come back. Dorit had already had those doors were closing on her per insiders.
I
Dorit didn't
wouldn't
have a storyline.
I
Dorit didn't have
wouldn't
a storyline until the robbery. And now
yeah,
after the robbery, she has the divorce.
okay. But
So I think Dorit was trying to play up her Kyle friendship to maybe get some pull from Kyle to stay on. But now she's like, I don't know. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't
Playing up
so
the ship to stay in the show.
I believe Doree could still very much so be on the chopping block because Doree wasn't really reading at the reunion. What's the uneducated version of reading?
Oh my God.
Um, I'll think of a new term for it and have it later. But she wasn't really reading, and they didn't really land because you can't f bomb this, f bomb that, and tell you how effing awful something is, and then say, "Will you be my friend?" That's not a read.
Let me tell you,
Dorit, Dorit,
Dorit is the front runner of that reunion with the oh, here she comes. Oh, here she comes. That was nasty.
it was
That was
nasty.
nasty. Like in a good way, like a slay. That was a slay. She
Well,
was like, I'm
I
gonna
would
pull
say,
that girl out of you. And here she comes. And she said you live on a main road. The way if she didn't elaborate on main road, it would have been a good read. She said, girl.
well, this is the thing. The reason why those reads don't land for me, and I'm sure quite a few people, are because, ma'am, you don't even know where you're gonna be living. So you can't talk about
Well,
my house on a main road. Let's start there. Let's be clear. You don't get the 10-year equity because he filed when? 9 years, 6 months.
I don't think he's filed yet.
He did file. It's public. He filed. And that's why she was fighting and so upset because he purposely did it before they hit 10 years. He filed.
I don't think PK has filed for divorce yet.
Look it up, honey. He filed. That's why they're going on this nasty social media tirade. Like he didn't stop drinking, getting himself together. Like he getting ready for that
Oh.
court. PK not playing with her. And Dorit without PK is nothing. I can't tell you one thing she did before she married PK. So she can try all of these reads, but the bottom line is the minute she's divorced, she's at the bottom of the barrel. So her reads are empty. The reads are very empty. She doesn't have a business
Well,
outside
she'll
of
have her
this.
child support.
That's fine, but she doesn't have a.
She'll have her child support and her spousal support.
She hopes, depending on the prenup she
And
signed.
then maybe he will. I don't know what she'll take with her, but she'll have her child support and her spousal support. And in California, it lasts forever until you're
Married.
remarried.
Right. But let's remember though, depending on that prenup, we don't know what that spousal support looks like. Now, child support is a given. He don't have no choice. But that spousal support, and let's be clear, she has an income on this show. It may not be what she is hoping for it to be because he can say,
Mm-hmm.
well, he was bringing this in. And the way PK is moving, I hope he don't position it like she was the highest earner because that is quite possible with their paychecks.
It is. It is very possible, even though he has shows and productions in the UK.
Yes.
That could be under anybody's name, child. He could say, I'm a
Correct.
host, not a creator. This is what I earned.
It can, so
Girl,
like
this is
for
juicy.
her, it's one of those things how they say in our community, when you pregnant, don't be talking about nobody else's child, or if you don't have kids, don't be talking about nobody's kids because you'll never know what you're gonna get. She need to hold on and chill out. You know what I'm saying? You already staged a robbery, allegedly. Um, we don't know what else he might be staging. Because if he was the orchestrator of that, who knows what he is orchestrating right now? Any man that thinks to get file divorce 9 years, 6 months, I don't put nothing past him at all. So
Okay.
I wanted to read to
I
you.
do. I am looking it up, and it does say neither has filed yet. I did Google that. It says neither has filed yet.
Since when?
I'm looking at an article from Google AI. So he's past the 10-year mark. So she might be lucky now.
If the article is correct.
Okay, I'm looking at Daily Mail article.
Okay.
I'm seeing a Daily Mail article. Oh my God, what? Oh, I don't even want to read that.
Uh-oh.
It says PK. Oh, but okay. So Dorit got lucky, and maybe she's smart enough to say, "Oh, baby, please don't leave me."
Oh, maybe.
And watching her little stopwatch, like, baby, please.
Hold on, we got echo still. Am I echoing?
There's a bit of an echo. Am I?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe it'll
It's
fade back.
coming in and out, so it's okay.
Okay. What
It's
I was
clear
gonna
now. It sounds clear. Mm-hmm.
What day is this? Oh, that's 3 months ago. Oh. I don't know if this is real. No, that can't be a real article. Because that's not real. Because that said they finalized their divorce. But what I was gonna say is, so they've been legally separated, it looks like, since May of 2024. So if that separation holds, then do they still not fall under the 10-year mark? If it's a legal separation?
The divorce has to be the divorce filing has to be before the 10 years for her to miss out on.
In California?
Yeah. Not the legal separation. Yes.
Oh.
So she got lucky. She was a smart
She might,
girl.
yeah, if she don't have a prenup that he can fight, because we see what Simon trying to do to Portia behind the ice walls, but okay.
Yeah. But looks like everything may work out for Dorit. Good girl.
I hope so. Why she talking about main roles?
I hope she don't take that man back though. That'll be the worst thing to do because then they're just gonna be divorcing in the next 2.5 years. I've never seen somebody come back from. I've seen people remarry, but I've never seen somebody come back from a separation. Oh my God, the horror stories. They come back. They still talking to whoever they met while they were separated. The wife finds out. The husband finds out. It's never a good thing. Just let it go.
Well,
And don't do it for the kids either, girl.
I'm sure PK is still going to be talking to Kyle as much as he wants to.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. That from my mind. Kyle is gonna be at their back door, like PK, let me in. Because I mean, if the robbers know how to get in quietly, I'm sure Kyle can too.
Wait, get in and hand you your phone back because they feel sorry for you.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Remember that?
Let's dive into real quick because this can. Pardon me, I got choked up. This can be wrapped up in just a bit, but I want to talk about two things.
Okay.
Jennifer Tilly.
Love her.
And I want to talk about Dorit saying Sutton buys people.
Let me tell you something. If the buy people is an indicator, or she is saying that she bought Garcelle, I am underwhelmed that Garcelle walked off that stage without slapping the shit out of her. Period. Because how dare you?
Because The indication that you bought a friendship is an okay read. The indication that you bought a black person is something
Whoa.
different for me. That
Yeah.
that is something different for me, but they're not going to show us until next week.
They are forcing me to watch this reunion that I did not want to watch.
Yes, they do.
But
They really do. They really
yeah.
do because I want her to continue with who did Sutton by. Because Sutton has not had a boyfriend on the show.
Well,
Sutton
she's
has only
never.
had her children,
Well,
Manny,
no,
or
she
whatever
went
his
on
name
dates.
is.
She went on dates because let's be
Yeah, but
clear.
not somebody that she had to parade around the group in couple type events.
I don't believe Sutton has an interest. So I have a theory about Sutton, and it's
Mm-hmm.
probably unpopular. So two things. One, her settlement plus her spousal support, because she does get both. She said that many times. That's why she is the rich Sutton that she is.
Mm-hmm.
Because she didn't get rid of whatever ties she had to whatever. So don't know how much that is, but it's a whole lot. She not ever gonna relink, remarry, or do anything with anyone because why? That spousal support ain't stopping. Second thing,
Mm-hmm.
I am not sure that Sutton ever wanted a husband.
Do you
And you
think that
can do with
Sutton
that.
likes to swim in the lady pond?
I do believe if she could do it without judgment and critique, I guess those are the same thing, she probably would.
A Southern Belle,
Yes.
like
And
Southern Belle.
a Southern Belle in LA. It's given very Phaedra Parks.
That's very, very interesting. I've never read that from her, but I could definitely
I,
see. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
honestly, and you look at a few different things. Like for me, because it's never been very blatant, but how she vies and hold on to her friendships, this admiration she has for Kyle, who could give or take her to leave her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
It's
maybe that's a crush.
absolutely is. Absolutely.
Oh,
And now her
guys,
disdain.
these are all opinions. None of this
Yeah,
is
nothing is
factual or
fact.
proven. It's all alleged. Please
But
don't miss that. Mm-hmm.
But now with the whole Morgan situation, you could see a little more um chaos where the sudden
Sutton
Kyle
wanting to
dynamic.
be close
Yeah,
with Kyle.
yeah, because it's like, why would you choose Morgan and not me? You know what I mean? It's like one of those things. It's
That's
definitely
really
given.
interesting.
Yeah, that's always been my opinion of her. And I got that on like maybe the second or third season she was on. That was just like I've always thought that.
And I also think her relationship with Jennifer Tilly kind of lends to that too, because Jennifer Tilly is
A
quite the
free
free
spirit.
spirit.
Yes, absolutely.
She's quite the free spirit,
Absolutely.
alternative woman who
Mhm.
really don't give what anybody think about her. And I
She's
love that for her.
she's too rich to care. Why she is
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you something. Jennifer Tilly is rich enough to be a bird brain.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
there
I
is
think she just plays one.
she plays one
She was
to play
like,
one because she is absolutely not an airhead. And it's so
yeah.
funny to see all the characters that she has played that kind of lends to her real life persona. But deep
Mm-hmm.
down, she is a very savvy businesswoman. You can
Yeah.
tell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's just it is what it is. Her and Kathy Hilton are my favorites. It is what it is. But they are just not really to be played with financially. Like, don't
Do
talk
we
to them
have
about water.
anything on Bose for this episode?
Uh,
She didn't contribute anything worth mentioning to me.
Other than calling Kyle a liar, I don't particularly have any critiques for Bose at all because I'm not a Bose fan. Like when she's on my screen,
Mm-hmm.
I turn to something else to see what's happening. She's just not appealing to me at all. I don't like her personality, her persona, how she shows up, her elitist kind of air that she has about herself. It's just I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan. Yeah, just like Erica
Okay.
Jane. Erica Jane, same thing. Turn the TV
Erica
screen.
Jane was not vocal. She gave a lot of ooh, ah, mm,
Because she
but
has nothing
nothing
to
more.
talk about. Nothing to
She
talk
doesn't
about.
have much to offer in that realm, but awesome.
Mhm.
I am glad we were able to talk about everything we started out talking about. I am following some breaking stories that seem to maybe have a little bit of weight. I really want to get into this Lil Baby, Jada, Jasmine, and the 300 bands. What's his name? 300,
Oh,
3 bands.
I don't know. You'll have to catch me up on that one. I don't think I saw that.
Jada Waiter's gorgeous sister, equally as beautiful,
Mhm.
has a debacle of a relationship going on right now with this very violent rapper.
Mm.
And I've been hearing from multiple sources, including my girl, who you know I love to watch,
I
that
watched it earlier, but go ahead.
Lil Baby is next up. So it was Diddy, and then I think Whack 100 is coming under something. The Game is coming under something, and Dirk is still in jail.
Hmm.
And supposedly Lil Baby is up next with some big federal charges. So we'll
That's
see.
one. Yeah, that's one that I would absolutely have to see to believe it. He just don't move like that.
I
So
think
that
you may
I would be
not know.
shocked. I would be shocked.
Yeah, I think the shocking is gonna come because it appears that Lil Baby has people. I think Lil Baby is kind of running the young thug game in LA. So not quite in Atlanta, but he's moving with the likes of the Whack 100s and the Mac Wilds and or I can't
Oh,
think of that old guy's name. Yeah.
okay.
But these 60-year-old men that extort money from people, I guess he got in with them somehow, and he's the big fish,
Wow.
unfortunately for him. Yeah. So I'm excited to see. So I want to tie all those together. Maybe we can talk about that on our next mini-sode for Bonnets and Bathrobes, the live show.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
We can also talk about Carrie Hilson on on our next minisode because
Carrie Hilson. Mm-hmm.
yes, yes. Want to make sure we put that on there because I have a lot of thoughts.
I'm glad. I'm glad because I do want to talk about that and how she can maybe I don't know if she can ever live this down or this will just follow her until
Oh no,
she
it's following.
never shows up in public again.
No, it's following. That's why she was crying on the Breakfast Club this morning. This ain't going
It will
nowhere.
follow her forever. There's nothing she can do in let me say this.
Uh-oh.
There's nothing she can do in black spaces where this will not come up.
Correct.
There is a possibility that Carrie could never hear this if she moved in only white spaces. If this never came up again, it would be because Carrie Hilson is only moving in white spaces and they are not hardcore stands for whatever happened 30 years ago. I
Right.
don't know. But if she dealing with Charlemagne, it's gonna get brought up. If she dealing with the Nigerian girl from the shade room, it's gonna get brought up. If she dealing
Absolutely.
with Kyle or on site Kyle from Neighborhood Talk
It's gonna get brought up.
or Ra Ali from on site, it's gonna get brought up.
Girl, ain't
Carrie
that the
Hilson,
word?
do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. Go make some Lifetime movies, girl. You
What are we on?
beautiful. You are talented and creative. Quit trying to jump on this. Get out of urban. Get out of
Out of
urban.
urban. Not out of urban. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh.
It looks like we may have lost you, babe.
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you fine, yes, but the camera
Oh.
has no
Yeah.
connection and we don't have a avatar. So we'll have to add an avatar for you today.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, everybody. I'm almost at the end, guys. You have to play this back because it was such a good show. We talked about Keke Palmer and Jonathan Majors. Lauren Larosa, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We talked about a little drop of Carrie Hilson at the end now. And we've been on for an hour. Thank you all for tuning in.
Yes,
I
and I
think
am
we're going to
back.
wrap the show. Shy, are you ready to wrap the show?
Yes, and I guess I have to do it without video because I think my camera died.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. And everybody, I hope you have a great night. Thank you so much for watching again the live mini-sode for Bonnets and Bathrobes podcast with LA and Shy. You will have a new episode on YouTube and on all your podcast platforms tomorrow. Every
Yes.
Thursday and Sunday, we drop a new episode. I am signing out. Shy, you want to tell the people hey or bye, rather? Not hey.
Well, I guess goodbye from Shy, and I can't wait. And we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye everyone. Thank you so much for watching.
That is one.